Ladies and gentlemen, we do thank you very much for your attention, and now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the
Welcome to our top travel destinations. I am your host, Kevin Flanagan. I have been editor of the weekly travel news column in the Sunday Independent and the Fine Wine and Food Guide, and I am here to use my decades of experience to help you know exactly where to stay, eat, drink, shop, and explore when visiting the world's top travel destinations. So sit back and enjoy the wonders of travel as we take off on our magical journey together. Welcome to Kevin's Top Travel Destinations, and this episode we are looking at something revolutionary. Yes, something that many don't consider. I'm talking about the 24-hour city break. Now, I come across a lot of people who say, yes, but Kevin, it's all right for you. You're a travel writer. You're a podcaster. You get paid to do these sort of things. And I have to say, boo-hoo, no, I don't always get paid for these things. Occasionally I am offered press trips, which are great. A lot of the rest of the time, as a recent trip I am going to describe to you, I actually reach into my own pocket. Why? Well, anybody who's listened to any of the podcasts I've done recently will have heard the word neuroplasticity. I've just finished writing a big article for our biggest selling national newspaper about the importance of travel as you get older. And why is that? Because it stimulates the brain. It's all about neuroplasticity, as you may well have heard before. When we get older, or even as we're younger, we get stuck in ruts. What's the difference between being in a rut and the grave? About 5.5 feet. Why do you say such a thing, you may ask me? Well, it's quite simple. Cognitive decline, dementia, Alzheimer's are becoming rampant in the West. It's because we're living older, but we're also more sedentary. What do we do for our stimulation? Turn on the box, and that, I'm afraid, the science is quite clear on. It's not good enough. You will go to a grave earlier, and you may not keep your marbles in the meantime. So what do we do to combat this cognitive decline? We get out there. We get out of the chair. We go and book a trip. We get on a plane, a bus, a coach, a car, a bike, even Shank's pony itself, your legs, and we go and look at things. Why do we go and look at things? Because it stimulates the five senses. It stimulates your eyes. You get new sights. You get new smells. You get new tastes from different foods and different drinks. You get different weather patterns. You get different habits and customs. You are challenged. You are brought out of your comfort zone. You are lifted out of the rut. You will live longer. Your brain will be brighter. So, what are we going on about the 24-hour city break for? Well, any trip away gives you all of these benefits. And it just so happens I was in London recently, visiting two very good friends, Spencer and Paul, old school friends, and I only had 24 hours because there was stuff back home I had to attend to. Well, you know what shocked me, dear listener, was how much I did. I've done a separate podcast on walking around London on a spring day, and that only included half of what we did. You can actually see, as we did in London, as the podcast shows, we saw all the main things to see in London, which is Buckingham Palace, the Thames, Big Ben, the Palace of Westminster, the Houses of Parliament, Westminster Abbey. Now, what more do you want? It took a couple of hours, and this got me thinking. All the people I meet, all my friends who say, no, it's too much of a hassle, I can't afford 3 or 4 days away. Don't take 3 or 4 days away. Have a one-night break. Have the 24-hour city break. Before you go, all you have to do is 2 things. Go online. The likes of Ryanair and the cheaper providers have trips to places like Vilnius and places you may never have been to before. I think it's important to go to somewhere new because you're going to get the real stimulation there. So find a flight that costs, a few bucks. Then you've got a whole range of accommodation that if you book in advance is going to cost you next to nothing. You will have 24 hours away, which will probably cost you the same as staying at home in a rut or whatever it is that is your preferred poison. But if you're clever, you plan ahead, you get cheap flights and you get one night's cheap accommodation. You use the basic public transport to get you in and back as a transfer. You can go to Paris. You can go to Vilnius. You can go to Amsterdam. And all it will take is one night overstay, 24-hour city break. Next, you plan. You plan your top 5 activities. Now, dear listener, apart from this podcast, there is a wealth of material on the internet, on YouTube. It's coming down with see Poland, see Warsaw in 5 easy steps, see the top 10 attractions in Rome, see what you can do in an afternoon in Florence. It's all there. All it needs is a bit of careful planning. And just as I did when I arrived in London with my friend Paul, we took a walk around central London. The weather was beautiful and we feasted our eyes on history, on nature, the parks, the ducks, the penguins. We feasted our eyes on the history. We saw Downing Street. We saw Churchill's War Museums. We saw Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament and the River Thames. And you can do this. So when you come back, you've only been a day away. It's probably cost you the same as staying at home, and you will have had the stimulus. Now let's look at the stimulus. What, you may say, are you talking about, Kevin? I'm going to be stressed out of my tree, 24 hours away, most of it on a plane or hanging around in airports. Au contraire, I say, with vigour and vim. You'll spend a couple of hours in an airport where you can dust up on all the sights you're going to see. And once you're in the place, you will be on a mission. Now we have no excuse. You get a SIM card, you go online and you get Google Maps. It will show you where to go. It will give you a running commentary. It will talk you to where you have to go. I used Google Maps to find the Churchill War Rooms because we couldn't find them. It took 2 minutes. It didn't cost a penny. Everything is available. Everything is at your command. And just think of the benefits, whichever city you pick for your 24-hour city break. Your eyes will be coming out of your head with the sights and sounds. It's not the same as looking at YouTube or in a magazine or a newspaper. You bump in and converse with the people there. You sample some of the food. You take a sip of some of the local drinks. You listen to their language. You listen to their and observe their customs. And what's this doing to your brain? Well, it's stimulating it. The science is so clear. You will get a rush. You will get a boost and you will get enlivened. Now, what are you waiting for? The 24-hour city break awaits. You can follow me on Instagram. You can direct message me on Instagram. You can tell me how your 24-hour city break goes, where you're going to choose, what are the top 5 destinations for a city break. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So we get out, we travel to our top destination, and we improve our mind. We feed our soul. We enliven our spirit, and we have fun while we can.